I am Ilger. At this book talk, one in a series of 10 biographies, I would like to introduce Walter Isaacson's Steve Jobs as a follow-up to his biography Elon Musk. Walter Isaacson, an American writer, journalist, and professor, is known for his ability to explore deeply the lives and minds of some of the most extraordinary figures, such as Albert Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci and Benjamin Franklin, as well as Steve Jobs and Elon Musk. If you are familiar with such Apple products as iMac, iPhone and iPad, or any other Apple devices, you might have learned about the Apple company's co-founder and CEO, or wonder about the iconic innovator of our time, Steve Jobs. He is considered one of the most influential tech entrepreneurs, a visionary pioneer and leader in the electronics industry, and a controlling and capricious individual. I read Isaacson's biography, Steve Jobs, when it was first published in 2011. I was amazed by his intuitive and driven-to-perfection outlook and mentality, and taken aback by his ill temper and ruthlessly demanding personality. Eventually, I marveled at the creativity and aesthetics of his various products that have had profound impact on our modern life. In this biography, Isaacson reveals a riveting story detailing Jobs' family background and upbringing, as well as his significant contributions to the tech world. As I turned the pages, it became clear what made Steve Jobs unique, how his Apple company managed to be astoundingly successful despite frequent critical moments. In addition to the vision that marked Jobs as a legendary tech leader, the biography also vividly reveals Jobs' complex personality. Readers soon discover the personality disorder that runs parallel with his innovative and creative mindset. I found it interesting that Steve Jobs himself approached Walter Isaacson to write his biography. Initially, Isaacson was reluctant to take on this project because he believed Jobs had many more years of innovation ahead of him. However, as Jobs' health declined in his battle with pancreatic cancer, Isaacson accepted the urgency and agreed to write about him. This biography is based on more than 40 interviews Isaacson conducted with Steve Jobs over 2 years, as well as interviews with more than 100 family members, friends, adversaries, competitors, and colleagues. In an uncharacteristic move for the usually domineering Jobs, he was unusually open, allowing Isaacson full access to his life without oversight or control of what was written. Unfortunately, Jobs never had a chance to read this book. He passed away on October 5, 2011. Upon his death, his biography was rushed to publication on October 24, 2011. Isaacson described Steve Jobs' incredible business journey as well as his constant personal struggles starting with his childhood. He was born in San Francisco, California, on February 24, 1955. Shortly after his birth, his unwed biological parents Joanne Schiebel, later Joanne Simpson, and Abdul Fattah John Jandali put him up for adoption. His adoptive parents, Paul and Clara Jobs, raised him in a stable and nurturing environment in Mountain View, California. Paul Jobs was a mechanical engineer who instilled in Steve his own love of mechanics. Life in Silicon Valley greatly influenced Steve's interests and stimulated his creative mind. In this energizing environment, he was surrounded by engineers in the booming tech culture which drew Jobs to the computer industry at a young age. In 1972, Jobs enrolled in Reed College located in Portland, Oregon and dropped out 6 months later. He continued to audit a few classes including a course on calligraphy, famously influencing the typography and design elements in Apple's products. This period in Jobs' life was marked by spiritual exploration and the use of strong hallucinogenic drugs, LSD. Intrigued by the spiritual culture of the East, Jobs traveled to India to learn more about Buddhism. This experience greatly influenced his minimalist and aesthetic mindset, and further exposed him to the power of intuition. Isaacson's narrative shifts to Jobs' collaboration with Steve Wozniak, whom Jobs met during his high school years. Wozniak, 5 years older than Jobs and a tech wizard, was considered a pivotal figure in Jobs' life. In 1976, with a $1,300 investment, they co-founded Apple Computer in Jobs' family garage. Steve loved apples, and during a trip to an apple farm, the name Apple casually popped up and their startup company was being named after. Jobs and Wozniak both worked hard to build 100 computers by hand. Half of them were sold to a local computer dealer, and the rest went to their friends and other customers. Their first product was a motherboard called Apple I that was equipped with CPU, RAM, and basic textual video chips. While Wozniak provided the technical guidelines behind the initial product, Jobs had the vision to see its broader potential, setting the stage for Apple's future successes. The Apple II computers followed, becoming a major success. Isaacson then details their computer product Macintosh, which was officially launched on January 24, 1984. The debut was memorable because of its iconic ad, directed by Ridley Scott, which aired during Super Bowl XVIII. It depicted the Macintosh as a tool of freedom against the conformity of Big Brother, an allusion to IBM and George Orwell's novel, 1984. Significantly, it was the first user-friendly personal computer with a graphic interface. However, the Macintosh's initial sales were slow, and tensions within the company grew. This led to an internal power struggle between Jobs and John Sculley, the CEO Jobs had brought in himself. As a result, Jobs was ousted from Apple in the mid-1980s. He then moved on to found Next Computer, and purchased Pixar Animation Studios, which led to a partnership with Disney and a string of successful movies, starting with Toy Story. The biography charts Jobs' return to Apple in 1997 when the company was in decline. With determination and persistent efforts, Jobs streamlined product lines and introduced a series of innovations and strategies culminating in the iMac, iPod, iTunes Store, iPhone, and iPad. Apple's transformation into a mobile device corporation made it one of the world's most valuable. Jobs' intense pursuit of minimalism and the aesthetics associated with his product designs often led to his rejecting prototypes that didn't meet his exacting standards. His often abrasive and confrontational management style, combined with his ability to inspire his team, is explored in depth. As with Elon Musk's leadership and management style, and often abrasive manners, it could be very difficult and stressful for employees to work with him. Isaacson explores Jobs' personal life, including his initial denial of paternity of his daughter Lisa Brennan Jobs, and his reconciliation with her. His relationship with his girlfriend Chris N. Brennan, mother of Lisa Brennan, his wife Laureen Powell, and his children with her, are described in detail in this biography. In 2004, Jobs was diagnosed with a rare form of pancreatic cancer. Despite his health challenges, he continued to lead Apple and launched the iPhone and iPad. His deteriorating health led to several medical leaves of absence until his resignation as CEO in August 2011. He passed away 2 months later. The biography concludes with Jobs' thoughts on mortality, legacy, and his ultimate contributions to technology and design. In 2015, the book Steve Jobs was adapted into a biographical drama film, directed by Danny Boyle, an English film director and producer, starring Michael Fassbender as Jobs. Overall, Isaacson's biography, Steve Jobs, provides readers a balanced portrayal of a complex and multifaceted genius who was thoughtful and callous, insightful and blind, and whose passion and innovations changed the tech landscape. This biography gives readers a comprehensive understanding of Jobs' intense drive, his capability to fuse technology and art, and his relentless pursuit of perfecting every Apple product. Under Jobs' leadership, Apple became a dominant player in various industries, from computing to entertainment. His legacy resides in his innovative products, his approach to business, and his unparalleled impact on technology and design. This was an excellent read. Text edited by Mary Rose Waldron.